Which leads us perfectly into Law 2, the law of glory steal the story.
Yep. And the core mandate here taps into a profound truth about human nature, about narrative. When your desire becomes fire, obstacles become wood, and you become the main character.
Wow, say that again.
When your desire becomes fire, obstacles become wood, and you become the main character. This law is about so much more than just winning matches. It's about actively owning and controlling your personal narrative. Glory, at the end of the day, is a powerful equation. Your compelling story plus your captive audience.
Desire as the ignition. I like that. Thinking about movies, stories, you're right. Every compelling story revolves around a character with a strong desire, right? Pursuing a goal against obstacles.
Always. Until a character has that burning desire, they're just background, an extra on the set of life. The moment a background character develops a burning desire, an urgent goal, boom, they instantly acquire a story. Desire is the fundamental primal force that moves any person from just standing around into meaningful action, from background player to protagonist.
So how do you apply that in Rimpage? How do you actively steal the show and become the main character of your own journey?
You have to consciously, deliberately elevate the temperature of your desire to a level where it literally burns hotter than everyone else's in your sphere. This intense, almost consuming desire will then compel you to act in ways that naturally capture attention. It draws focus away from everyone else and directs it irresistibly towards you.
So you're not asking for the spotlight.
No, you're not asking for attention. You're acting in a way that demands attention. The player who demonstrably wants it the most, who is most visibly driven, automatically becomes the main character. Their actions, their pursuit becomes the plot that people want to follow.
This means essentially imposing your reality onto the world around you.
Yeah, in a way. You become the architect of your own greatness narrative. You actively tell your story, positioning yourself without apology as the protagonist. Others, the players you challenge, the obstacles in your way, they then naturally become the supporting cast, the antagonists, the stepping stones in your narrative arc. You have to control the frame. Refuse to be just a footnote in someone else's story. It's an active, assertive stance. It reshapes perception.
And this is where the desire temperature scale comes in. You mentioned it's a breakthrough for athletes.
It really is.
Yeah.
Because it provides a tangible, almost measurable way to understand and talk about the intensity of a player's desire. It directly links that internal fire, that motivation, to outward achievement and how the public sees you. It's a tool for self-awareness, but also for strategy.
Okay, let's define the degrees on this scale clearly, because knowing where you are seems like the first step.
Exactly. So think of it like this, 500 degrees. This is basically, I will die if I don't get this. It's absolute, non-negotiable, primal drive. Failure is not an option. There's no plan B.
All in.
All in. 400 degrees. This translates to, this is my main thing, my number one highest priority every single day. It's consistent, unwavering focus and commitment. Maybe not literally life or death, but it's the most important thing in your world, and your actions show it.
Yeah.
300 degrees. This is, I'm taking action to get this. You're moving, you're doing things, but maybe not with that ultimate, all-consuming intensity. There's still room for other priorities, maybe some hesitation. Action is happening, but it's not overwhelming.
Getting started, but not full throttle.
Right. 200 degrees. This is simply, I want this. It's a general wish, a hope, maybe a New Year's resolution, but it largely lacks that deep, unyielding commitment. It's often more passive desire than active pursuit.
Like a preference.
Yeah, a preference. And finally, 100 degrees. It would be nice to have just casual interest, easily swayed by comfort, minor obstacles, or the next shiny object. It's a fleeting thought, definitely not a driving force.
And the critical part is this scale actually predicts success.
It's startlingly accurate as a predictor.
Yeah.
Your level of fame, your current life situation, your future achievements, they're almost always a direct reflection of your prevailing desire temperature. It's cause and effect. As your desire temperature rises, so does the number, and just as importantly, the quality and boldness of the actions you take. Higher desire leads to more intense, focused activity, and consistent, high-quality activity inevitably produces results. Desire predicts activity level, and activity produces results. It's a clear chain reaction.
And there's a threshold for really breaking through, for becoming a star.
Absolutely. There's a superstar threshold, a desire temperature that's consistently maintained between 400 and 500 degrees that produces the kind of relentless, undeniable action that simply cannot be ignored.
That's the zone.
That's the zone. That's the level that steals the story. It's literally what movies are made about, that underdog's relentless pursuit. the hero's unwavering conviction against all odds. Individuals operating at this temperature are considered dangerous in the best way. They truly matter in the narrative of the sport because they are visibly, undeniably unstoppable in their pursuit.
And the flip side, below 400 degrees.
This is a harsh truth, but a necessary one in Rimpage. If your desire temperature consistently falls below 400 degrees, you become, effectively, background noise, invisible, an NPC, a non-playable character in your own life story.
Ouch.
Yeah, you become too safe to matter in the grand narrative. This provides a clear, unvarnished explanation for why so many incredibly talented players might never achieve superstardom. They have the skills, maybe even win a lot like Kato, but their internal fire, their raw hunger, never reach that necessary all-consuming temperature to create a compelling story around them.
Talent isn't enough without the narrative drive.
Not for glory, no.
Okay, let's bring Ben back into this. How did his desire ignite his story? He started low on the scale, right?
He did. Remember, initially, Ben's desire temperature was stuck at that safe and comfortable 200 degrees. He wanted greatness, sure, but that comfort, ironically, was slowly killing his dream. He just wasn't hungry enough to truly chase it, to put everything on the line.
So how did he crank up the heat?
He knew he needed a catalyst, something internal he could control. So he made a deliberate strategic shift. He created two things. First, a dream sheet. One single page, vividly describing his dream life in excruciating detail, every trophy, every dollar, every headline, the feeling of achieving it all.
Okay, visualize the positive.
Exactly. Then second, he created a pain pill. Another single page, detailing the misery of his current circumstances, his frustrations, his fears, his stagnation in equally painful and unflinching detail. It was a stark contrast, designed to create internal tension.
The carrot and the stick, basically, but self-administered.
Perfectly put. This was his personal catalyst. Whenever he felt scared, hesitant, or shy about taking that bold public action, the kind of action that steals the story, he would immediately read his dream sheet, immerse himself in that future glory. Then right after, he would take his pain pill, forcing himself to confront the uncomfortable reality of staying where he was.
What did that do?
This consistent, almost ritualistic practice wasn't just about temporary motivation. It systematically raised his desire temperature. It pushed him towards that 400-degree mark, to a level where taking bold action became almost inevitable. The combined pull of the dream and push of the pain simply overpowered the fear of action.
And action leads to results.
Exactly. As he consistently acted from this heightened state of desire, results started to come. Each small victory, each brave challenge publicly made, it fueled his confidence. And it organically expanded his story. He started declaring publicly, not just wishing privately, but saying out loud, I want And these bold, specific declarations, they made people take notice. They started investing in his journey. He was no longer just some player. He was a character on a compelling, visible mission.
Which led to the big challenge.
Which culminated, as we discussed, in that audacious public challenge to the former NBA player with the popular podcast. Remember, initially, the established player just brushed him off. Probably gets challenged all the time. But Ben persisted. He kept telling the story, kept raising the temperature through relentless public challenges, through social media, maybe talking about it everywhere he went. He created so much public pressure, so much buzz around his desire for this specific match that the podcaster, probably a savvy guy himself,
realized it was good for his brand too.
Exactly. He realized accepting the match would actually benefit his own brand, his audience. So almost compelled by Ben's sheer narrative force, he finally agreed.
And Ben, operating at that 400-plus desire, won the first match. The buzz exploded.
Exponentially. Now, here's a crucial detail. He actually lost the subsequent high-stakes pay-per-view rematch.
Oh, interesting. He lost the big one.
He lost the big one. But, and this is key for the law of glory, the story had already done its work. Ben walked away from that whole saga with new, widespread fame, a legion of new fans who admired his hunger, his audacity, his story, a significant seven-figure cash payout from the PPV event, even in losing, and a skyrocketing career trajectory that was now absolutely undeniable. He proved that sometimes, even a loss, if it's part of a great story, can fuel your glory.
That's a fantastic point. The narrative transcended the single result. So the key lesson from Ben for everyone listening.
Undeniably powerful. Glory follows hunger. The hotter your desire, the louder your story, and the more the world simply has to pay attention.
So for you, the listener, the urgent question is, how hot is your desire right now? Take a moment. Be brutally honest with yourself. Are you simmering at 100, warming up at 200, taking action at 300, burning with focused priority at 400? Or are you at that all-consuming 500-degree inferno?
And if you're under that crucial 400-degree threshold, what specific immediate action will you commit to taking today, not tomorrow, today, to genuinely raise that internal heat? What's the first step?
Let's make this really actionable. How often are you actively reading your dream sheet, really visualizing that future? And just as importantly, how often are you taking your pain pill, truly confronting the cost of staying stuck?
Have you even written them down in full, vivid, emotionally charged detail? If not, maybe that's step one. Visualize with every fiber of your being. How would your life fundamentally change if you actually achieved that dream? What would be different tomorrow morning? And now the bold step. What specific public statement "I want" are you willing to make right now? To declare your intent, plant your flag, and commit to your story.
Think about amplification, storytelling craft. After you win a match, how are you telling that story? With silence, modesty, or with a powerful statement that resonates, that builds the narrative?
Who can help you amplify it? Seriously, who? Friends with cameras, local videographers looking for content, local blogs, influential social media accounts in the basketball space. Basketball pages always need compelling stories. Think strategically about your allies.
Measure your impact. How many people actually know what you're aiming for today? How can you strategically increase that number by 100, by 1,000, by 10,000? Make your hunger undeniable through its visibility.
Have you created and released your own "I want" video? Just a short, powerful declaration of your ambition, your challenge, your goal. How often do you give progress updates to your audience, keeping them invested in your journey, making them root for you as the main character?
And look inward again. When was the last time you truly challenged yourself to do something daring, something that felt genuinely impossible, but you did it anyway? And back to that extreme hypothetical. If this were life or death, what would you do differently this month to ensure the entire world heard your story, loud and clear?
Now let's loop back quickly to Cato. His situation is the perfect illustration of why this law of glory is so critical, why it's the missing piece for him.
His phenomenal record, but lack of fame and fortune.
Directly connected to his failure to leverage the law of glory. His desire, while obviously strong enough to generate hundreds of wins against lesser opponents, clearly wasn't hot enough. Wasn't at that 400, 500-degree level to compel him to seek out the truly high-status opponents needed for win better. He was winning, yeah, but not winning loudly enough or meaningfully enough to create a story that captured attention.
So he needs to change his narrative.
He needs to actively transform his journey, using his incredible skill as the foundation, into a compelling narrative with him as the undisputed protagonist.
Yeah.
This means actively seeking out, publicly challenging the top-tier players. Not just anyone. That pursuit creates the plot. It creates the conflict, the stakes, the drama that demands attention.
Moves him beyond stats.
Moves him way beyond being just a statistician's dream and makes him a true main character. This is how he would demand fame, through his actions and his story, rather than just passively hoping his record gets noticed. This crucial step, combining law of glory with his existing law of winning foundation, is what will finally unlock that currency, marketing, access, freedom for him. It's the missing ingredient.
Okay, that makes total sense. Which brings us finally to Law 3, the law of the wild take territory. This sounds primal.
It is. This is arguably the most primal, the most powerful law. It speaks right to our deepest competitive instincts. Take what you want, define it, defend it, dominate it, and that's what makes it yours. This isn't just about winning individual games anymore. This is about systematically subduing ever larger domains, establishing your reign, making your presence undeniable in a physical space.
And this law really emphasizes why real territory matters more than what you called floating titles in traditional sports.
Exactly. For too long, traditional basketball has, maybe unintentionally, maybe not, fooled us by floating titles. Leagues hand out crowns, sure, but players often end up being kings of a pretty abstract realm, right? A closed group of teams, scattered cities they fly between, rosters that change every year. When you win their trophy, what piece of ground have you actually conquered? What real domain do you truly govern? It often feels temporary, conditional, maybe even a bit hollow if you think about it.
Compared to
Rimpage's approach, which taps into a deeper truth. Real kings conquer real territory. Think about it instinctually. It means infinitely more to be the undisputed best player in a specific, tangible city, a place with streets, neighborhoods, people who know you, than it does to just be the best player in some abstract manufactured league bracket.
Yeah, I can feel that difference.
It's better, more impactful, to visibly own an entire state, to be the guy everyone knows in that state, than it is to simply defeat a bracket of anonymous teams flown in for a weekend tournament. And it means everything to declare yourself the best in a whole country and then back it up court by court, city by city, not just win one national tournament and disappear. It's about tangible, undeniable dominion over geography.
And this challenges a huge historical gap in basketball.
Massive.
Yeah.
A gap basketball has basically ignored for over 100 years. The literally millions of incredibly skilled players who get completely overlooked by a system that grants almost all the glory to a tiny percentage playing in the league. And that system, let's be honest, is often heavily influenced by politics, by marketing agendas, by favoritism, by arbitrary physical requirements like height that have nothing to do with pure skill in many cases. Rimpage explicitly rejects the lazy assumption that, oh, the best players are already known, they're already in the league.
It demands proof.
It demands proof. If you claim the best are already known, then prove it. One player at a time, 1v1, head-to-head. In the Rimpage system, popularity, reputation, and celebrity mean absolutely nothing when the ball goes up.
No external factor.
No boardrooms clearing paths for favored sons. No referees subtly helping one side. No scripting storylines to boost TV ratings for a predetermined star. Just the raw, unvarnished, sometimes brutal truth of your skill, laid bare for everyone to see on video. It's pure meritocracy in action, as close as you can get.
Basketball needs a cleansing, you're saying?
I think you could argue that. It needs to rise above the fog of marketing and politics sometimes and get back to celebrating pure competition, where skill is ultimate and mastery is sacred. Only then can results be considered truly true and crowns genuinely legitimate.
And Rimpage's system is designed to facilitate that.
Meticulously. It's designed to scan the entire population, city by city, state by state, nation by nation, searching for the truly most skilled basketball player, regardless of background or connections. This process directly addresses that historical gap, searching comprehensively until the truth stands undisputed. Because only kings conquer real territory. Only then are the crowns truly legitimate, earned through conquest, not appointment.